Hello, Lisa here. Going to do some messy science at home today. So I've got a big jug of water and I've also got a few items from around the home, and I'm going to see if they float or sink. So this is an experiment that you can do. You can choose whatever you like, but make sure you ask if it's something you think shouldn't go in water. So the first thing I'm going to use is a Nerf dart. So Nerf dart is foam. What do we reckon? Do we reckon it'll sink or float? It's very light. Oh, that's right, of course. It floats on the water because it's really kind of just full of air. Okay, let's look in my pot. What have we got? Okay, so I've got a spoon, a metal spoon. Well, metal's quite heavy. Let's have a look. What do you think is going to happen? That's right. It's going to sink, isn't it? Ooh, what about this toy car? That's quite heavy as well, isn't it? Yep, straight to the bottom. Did you see those bubbles though? They floated, didn't they? Right, now, yesterday I made a little paper boat. So let's see if that is going to float. Oh, yes. That's worked really nicely, hasn't it? Yeah, that's floated. It's good. Take that out. What else is in my bag? Oh, let's use this. So this tangerine's quite heavy. It's not hollow. I reckon if it's heavy and it's not hollow, then it will probably sink. But no, it doesn't. It floats around. It floats just under the surface of the water. So, well, there you go. I knew it would float, really. Well, what about this apple then? Apples are a bit like oranges. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they float on the water too. You can sometimes do apple bobbing and things with apples, can't you? Okay, so I've got something here which is metal, which we know is heavy and sinks, but this is also hollow. So let's see if it will float. I mean, big boats are made out of metal and they float, so let's have a look. Ooh, yeah, it definitely floats. What happens if we put it in upside down? Put it in upside down, the water goes inside, makes it heavy and it sinks. That's right. Well, what about this? Don't really know what that is. It's some kind of like kitchen thing. It's made out of wood. So a lot of boats are made out of wood, so it's quite heavy though. Will it float or will it sink? Oh, it's floating. Yeah, so that's floating as well. So you could try this at home with anything that you've got at home, really, to see, and you can guess or predict whether it will sink or float. And that's a good fun thing to do if you've got a few spare minutes. Now, this month in Messy Church, we've been looking at Jesus walking on the water. And what he did was he stepped out of a boat and was able to walk on the water. Now, I think if you or me jumped out of a boat, we'd sink, wouldn't we? We'd have to swim anyway to keep that on the surface, otherwise we'd go down under the water. But Jesus didn't. He was able to walk on the water. That doesn't really kind of go with science, but when you do miracles, it doesn't have to go with science. And if you've got faith, then you believe in things that don't really make sense. And that's what people do. And Jesus did lots of miracles. He healed people and raised people from the dead, and all sorts of things that didn't really make sense scientifically, but they happened and they were written down, and it helps us have faith too. So thank you for doing some science with me today. Have a go at doing some things yourself and enjoy doing some science at home.